really well. Excited to be here, man. Good to see you again, and excited for what Three's bringing to the forefront.
Yeah, definitely. Before we start, do you need anyone else bringing up? Because for some reason the co-host isn't working again.
Sorry to interrupt, Scott. Sean here. Lav Basmati is Louis. He's the co-founder.
Could you bring him up, mate? For some reason the co-host isn't working, you see.
Yeah, it's being very temperamental. Bear with me. Laz, yeah, got it.
Yeah, we were on one last night. The host got kicked out, so it seems like it's been temperamental for sure.
Yeah, to be honest, mate, it's been bad for a while now, and I see why people do Telegram AMAs. It's so much easier.
The thing about it is, obviously, you get much more reach on X. It's just they haven't developed the spaces. You know, it only works on mobile as well. So a lot of people would like to host on their PC so that you can do more professional sounding things. But it's just it's like the Stone Age or something. They need to kick it up a bit, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys used to use Clubhouse, but it used to be quite active on Clubhouse back in the day when it was just released, and it was a bit bulky back like then as well. So.
Yeah, but to be honest, mate, how long X has been live? They should have sorted it by now. But it is what it is, and we do our best. So, do you want to just give a brief introduction of yourself, mate?
Yeah, so I'm Sean Munn. I'm the CMO of Three Protocol. So my background is all in like Web 2, so in marketing. So essentially, I've like scaled up to marketing agencies and then scaled up another lead generation helping marketing agencies. Essentially, scaled through lots of different types of lead generation, marketing, all that different stuff. Really excited about the project. Really, Three Protocol. Really excited. AI is a big part of why I'm involved. But I'll give it over to Louis. He's actually one of the co-founders. So Louis, if you want to crack on.
GMs, everyone. Happy to be here. Great to be here as well, Scott. I know we've been in contact for a while, so it's great to be on the spaces today with everyone. So my name's Louis Rice. My Web2 background is mainly in engineering, managing large teams in the food and pharma industry. I got into crypto in 2017, like most people, looking for a way out of their 9-to-5 financial freedom. And 2017 invested in some poorly picked ICOs. Learned the hard way. The life of hard knocks of crypto, how it is. Continued trading. By 2020, was quite captivated by NFTs and how they were going to change the gaming landscape for sure. As a lifelong gamer and collector, by the end of 2020, early 2021, I was full-time managing my own portfolio and working full-time in the Web3 space. Since 2022, I have been working very closely with the Versus X team as the CMO there. And initially, this is why we started JOBS3, is to solve a problem that we are having at Versus X. We were trying to hire people in the Web3 space, and it can be quite a difficult challenge. So that was where JOBS3 was born, which is now obviously expanded into Free Protocol. But I've been in the crypto space for a while now, and it's changed so many people's lives, across the world. We see it every day. People that I'm working with, people that we employ, people that, recruiters and stuff that reach out to us as well. So just happy to be a part of the space, happy to be launching Free Protocol at this time.
Yeah, brilliant, mate. And it's been a pleasure to get to know you over the last month or so. And I'm actually looking forward to that AMA with yourself, with Versus X as well, because that looks really great as well. But we won't get into that today, but we'll definitely do the AMA. I think we're doing it tomorrow, aren't we? Or we'll announce that anyway. But it's really great to have you here. For anyone that doesn't know, do you want to just give a brief overview of what Free Protocol is?
Yeah, absolutely fine. I was going to say, do you want Brendan to introduce himself as well? Because he's a CSO. Do you want me to go into Three Protocol?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is that all right? Sorry.
Yeah, of course. Sorry, mate.
No stress. Awesome to be here, guys. Thanks to everyone that's joined in. Brendan Young. I'm CSO at Three Protocol. I have a background over a decade in sales and run a couple of businesses of my own. I've been full-time in Web3 for the last 2 years. Some people may be familiar with my efforts over at Tectum. I was there for a good 18 months. And then, now dive deep into this with Three Protocol and QuantMed AI. And basically, excited for how this is going to kind of revolutionize the space. And I'll let Sean explain a little bit about how we're going to do that.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. So, Brendan, so essentially, Three Protocol, we're an ecosystem to design, to redefine decentralized marketplaces, right, and real world assets, and also give people access to digital IDs as well, right, decentralized digital IDs. So we've got quite a few platforms on a roadmap. We've got JOBS3, which is the one that we're focusing on right now. We've got 3 Bay, which you're looking to release probably in the next sort of few months, looking like June, July, that sort of area. Then we've got Auto 3, which is a competitor to Auto Trader. Then we've got 3 Eats, and then we've got 3 Taxis as well. It's an alternative to Uber. So it's built on blockchain technology. So a big thing for us is it leverages zero knowledge proof, the ZKP, for enhanced security and privacy. I'm sure most people on the call know a little bit about that. So we leverage advanced neural network AI, which is a big thing for us as well, which gives us a lot better like product matching, people matching, and then also we're leveraging tri-signature DAOs as well for our tri-signature smart contracts. Core to our platform, and you might have all heard a little bit about it, is our 3 token. So it's not just like a token just for one platform. It's going to be the token for our entire ecosystem, and that's going to have governance capabilities as well. And essentially our vision is to shift towards like financial inclusivity, and also privacy, right? Because essentially if you look at the data, especially in places like Africa and Asia, and a lot in the West, recently, like, it's come up with Nigel Farage, like all the debanking and things, but there is literally 1.4 billion people in the world right now that don't have access or have been debanked. So this is a platform, going to be a platform for them where they actually they don't have to have the normal KYC, everything to actually be, all the stuff you have to submit generally with that. It can actually be a lot less. Well, essentially, you don't have to do that. So, yes, we're really excited, and happy to talk about it more.
That's amazing. And to be honest, my next question was going to be, why did you choose to incubate with Tectum? But I was going to answer the question myself, because me and Tectum have had so many AMAs. Like I said, I've been with them for years now, and they're doing like the same thing, aren't they? Like, they're helping people in third world countries where they can't get banks, and making like people who are working over in like the Western countries sending money back to like the poorer countries, and they're being charged like 40% and stuff like that. So I can see exactly why you've chose Tectum. But yeah, man, it sounds amazing.
Yeah, thanks, man. Brendan, do you want to sort of give it, because I know you worked at Tectum for so long, do you want to give a bit of and Scott's pretty much just said it already, but do you want to give like a quick sort of bit about why we're with Tectum as well?
Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously, unmatched speed is a huge thing. Everybody wants things quickly, and Web3, one of the big things that's been a hurdle for the acceptance of crypto, when you're looking at Bitcoin and things like that, is slow transaction times, and of course the cost. So building on the T12 protocol gives us ample speeds, as well as Tectum shares this very similar visions to Three Protocol, whereby we want that decentralized ecosystem. They're creating essentially a entrance point into crypto that's completely anonymous through the soft note. and basically a way for people who don't have typical access into regular fiat systems and everything like that to be able to transact and operate and have access to the rest of the world, because there's so much untapped talent in so many regions that just otherwise isn't, getting the opportunity to get themselves out there. So those values kind of align, and that's why I guess, Tectum have jumped in with Three Protocol and decided to incubate.
Yeah, great answer, and I totally agree. Obviously, because I'm close with both projects, I can definitely see why you've chose. But can you just explain more? Obviously, the launching on ETH. Well, will it go on to Tectum after, or how will it work?
Yeah. So the original. Oh, do you want to take that, Sean?
Yeah, I was just going to say. So yeah, we are bridging to Tectum after. So essentially, we're building the smart contracts. And correct me if I'm wrong, because this isn't my forte, Brendan. But we're building the smart contracts on. So we're building the base platform on ETH, and then the smart contracts on Solana at the moment, and then we're going to be bridging over to Tectum as we go. I think that's right, Brendan. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm like Web3 is still quite new to me, but I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much right. Obviously ERC20 gives us that platform, and it is that layer 2 that provides exactly kind of what you need to build out an ecosystem like this. And then the incubation across to Tectum is just going to give us that kind of versatility, the additional speed, and just that bridging mechanism that allows that kind of cross-chain operation.
Yeah, that sounds. Obviously, it's always best to launch on a network which is fully known, like ETH and stuff, like many projects do. So that's great. I was just going to touch on the tokenomics, because I've had a lot of questions about this. Obviously, there's no pre-sale, etc. So how will it work? And do you want to touch on that a bit?
Yeah, I'm happy to jump in on this one, Sean. So you're quite right. There's no pre-sale, no VC backing or anything like that. We were really lucky to have the incubation from Tectum, and as you guys have discussed, the visions align quite a lot. We've got a decent amount of runway, so we wanted to make sure that we were doing a fair launch. I think it's really important to us, the community, and also the future of the platform as well. So currently there's 75% of the allocation is for liquidity, 10% for staking, 15% for the team. There was 0.5%, which was an airdrop to TET holders as well. So congratulations to everyone that got involved in that. But yeah, we're going to launch with some staking incentives, which is why there's 10% staking. There's some hot alpha as well. I think we've decided now up to like 40% of the platform fees as well will also go back to staking pools. So we really want to be rewarding people for long-term holding of the token as well.
That's amazing. So will the staking be in the native token, or do you mean like the fees generated through, for example, the taxi service and all this stuff, which we'll speak about in a bit? Do you mean like real revenue, or will it be native token, or will you buy back the token?
No, so you'll be able to stake the free token. You'll be able to stake it on our official website that will go live. I believe it's going to go live in May, but we will do a proper update on that when it's ready. I think May, June is the initial plan for that. But yeah, as I said, so you'll be able to stake our token, and then the fees that we generate from the platform, we will top up the staking pool, because right now it's 10%. So we want to keep that going and make the APR as high as possible, really.
Yeah, that's amazing, to be honest, mate. Because when I first learned about you guys, literally, I thought it was just going to be like a recruitment agency sort of jobs thing. But then I've just obviously been paying attention. I'm really busy with other projects, etc. But I've really been paying attention to this one. And then I've seen that you're having like all these like taxis, like eBay, and all these sort of competitors. It's absolutely amazing, to be honest. I don't. Has anyone actually done this taxi thing before? I haven't seen it actually. I've never seen anything like it, but correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're quite right. Obviously, it's all started with a jobs platform, and that will be, the first thing that we properly launch. And from that, we will create, a much bigger ecosystem. But yeah, we're trying to decentralize marketplaces in a way that we may not be competitors initially, but we will offer an alternative. There are lots of people around the world that, want to use decentralized platforms rather than centralized ones. And there's many pros and cons to that. But as of yet, our market research suggests that no one's done a decentralized taxi service.
Just to add on top of that, sorry, Scott, I was just going to say, like, we talk about this a lot, and we were talking about this morning, last night. The whole thing for us is we see the absolute need for these marketplaces to be decentralized. Because, like, the whole idea of crypto, we all know is decentralization, because we see the centralization is like a big problem, right? So, like, we know it's going to happen no matter what, so we're just going to do it, and like whatever happens from there, it's super exciting, because like the scope of it is just like ginormous, really.
I was just going to say the same thing.
Sorry, go 1 sec. 100%. And like, I've seen it before. And like, do you know stuff like Uber Eats, when it first launched, everyone thought, no, that's never going to work. And look at it now. So it's, fair play to you guys for being like first innovators. But have you thought about doing something like a decentralized like delivery service as well? Because I think that would do numbers, to be honest.
So,
like.
Yeah, like we've talked about this. We were talking about this last night a lot, actually, and like, from our perspective, we're just like, the marketplaces that we're doing need to be decentralized properly, right? And it needs to be some really good proof of concepts actually doing it, and like we're not against others getting involved with like building on the tech and stuff like that, but we know that it's going to need to be done and properly work, and we're going to have the marketplaces working, but we're definitely not against having other businesses build on the platform, because that's a big part of what we want long term, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like, you can set the foundation, and then, for example, people can jump onto your platform, and then you charge fees, which goes back to your holders and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's really great, man. Goat, sorry for cutting you off. What did you have, mate?
Oh, I was just going to say, I thought the same thing as you when when I heard about it. I thought it was obviously just like sort of Fiverr and things like that. But as you said, the scope is absolutely massive. But how is that going to work with, like, you say about decentralization? Does that mean, because obviously you've got these different marketplaces, is there going to be any sort of moderation on the jobs that are posted on each of these services?
Really good question. Really good question. That's something we talk about a lot as well. So jobs that are posted 100%. So, like, from the jobs board side of things, we're definitely going to be like, essentially moderating who we work with, because we want to have good like employers. We don't just want to, like, work with anyone. And they've got to have a good reputation. From the freelancer side of things, the same goes, right? Because it's all going to be on chain. With the freelancing side, it means that people are building their own reputation, and because they're going to have their own decentralized ID. Of course, they're going to be building that reputation over time. And, like, frankly, from a business standpoint, we're not going to want to push people with bad reputations. So the people that do better are going to be the people that get the work, if that makes sense.
But yeah, or like trending and stuff like that. For example, someone like. Say, for example, on Fiverr, someone buys someone's services and then they give a good review, and then you've got 10 or 15 people a day posting good reviews. Then you could probably have like a trending sort of thing, couldn't you, for each category, maybe?
Exactly. Louis, you're going to say something?
Yeah, just to elaborate on Fred Goat's question as well, like, obviously we're super inclusive, anyone can use the site, so we're not selective, it is decentralized, but people can verify your account. You'll be able to do it with social logins. Like, so if you're an employer in the space, then maybe you can verify your official Twitter account or LinkedIn account or something like that. So that safeguards the project from people that are pretending to be them, potentially using the platform to post fake job listings, because it is the Web3 space. There are lots of bad actors here. People do use job boards, post fake listings, and also apply for jobs pretending to be other people as well. So as much as possible, we will be introducing things into the platform. We'll be using AI as well to help employers when they post a job and they get a list of CVs and stuff like that. We'll be using AI to basically give them the top candidates at the top, so they're not filtering through hundreds of CVs, and that would be based up off of like what Sean was saying there, the score on their digital identity and stuff like that as well. But there will also be other things in place on the platform. People will be able to report posts and stuff like that. If something slips through the net and then someone applies to the job and it looks a bit fishy, then they'll be able to report it and we can review and stuff like that as well. So obviously, user security is very important to us.
Oh, that's a great answer. Yeah, it was more about, because there are a lot of bad actors, who could abuse, they could use your site for like SEO or something like that, whichever marketplace. But yeah, that's great. So yeah, report functionality is always a good one. And yeah, because also as you grow, you'll need more staff and stuff to moderate and things like that. But yeah, very cool. Thank you.
Of course, and just to add to that as well, I think the tri-signature DAO is the tri-signature smart contract and DAO is definitely going to be a huge part of the like security and weeding out people that like aren't really doing what they say and actually that they're trying to scam people, because essentially when any transactions done on the platform, there's that tri-signature DAO, there's tri-signature contract that's created, and then it will mean that if one party isn't happy, the DAO gets involved, and then obviously anyone that's actually part of the governance will vote on that, like depending on sort of who wants to get involved in the vote and how many get involved and stuff. But that's a big part of the making sure that the actual integrity of the people that are on our platform as well, if that makes sense.
Yes, that's very clever. Sorry to go a bit more into the tri-signature DAO. What is it actually all about?
Yeah, sure. So essentially, the best way I can explain it is probably just by sort of using a use case for JOBS3, right? So let's say, for example, we've got someone on the platform that puts a web development like gig, and let's say, for example, it's only just like the front end, and let's say it's like I don't know, 3 to 5K or something like that, and it's quite a small project. So essentially, straight away there'll be milestones selected by the client, and then the tri-signature DAO will be initiated, right? So if everything goes well, no problems at all, the client and the freelancer will sign off, and then that's fine, no problem. And that's how we hope most transactions are going to go, right? That everyone's okay with it, it's all went well, then that's fine. The money from the funds, not the money, the crypto from the escrow will be released. If, say, for example, one of the parties isn't happy, there'll be a 48-hour window. There can be extensions that are made on that, put on that. There'll be a 48-hour window where people can submit evidence of why they're not happy, and then the DAO will vote on that, right? So the people in the DAO, obviously, there'll be a certain reward for each person that participates in the decision. So not everyone's going to want to get involved in every decision, because it's not going to be very much. Like if it's like a $5 decision and it's split between a certain amount of people, not many people are going to want to get involved, right? But if it's quite a big decision, a lot more people will be involved. But essentially, people will vote on the DAO, they'll vote on the evidence, and then that's how it's done. That's how the decision's made, and that's how it's fair, because people are going to be, obviously the people that are holding the tokens, most of them in the beginning are of course going to be freelancers and clients, right? Those are going to be the holders. Those are going to be people that are transacting in the beginning. So those, we're them anyway, those types of people. We all know, like, we look at evidence and then we can see straight away what's actually going on. And then the decision will be made. And once the decision's made, the funds are either refunded or the funds go to the freelancer accordingly.
That is amazing. So it's like a jury that will decide whether who's in the right, who's in the wrong. Because I've used People Per Hour, Fiverr, and I've done it quite a lot for my work, and I've had issues with people before, and sometimes it'll go your way, sometimes it won't. But to have that system in place, that sounds it sounds really interesting, actually.
Thanks, man. We're really excited about it, to be fair.
Yeah, I've just got one thing to ask. Obviously, you're on about doing like a sort of marketplace like eBay. How, if it's going to be decentralized, how will people know the addresses of people to send items to? And how are you going to, will it be the same sort of thing if people buy something from someone and they don't send the item, it will go to the DAO? Or how will the money be kept until the item's sent? Does that make sense?
There's quite a few things here. Louis, you were asking about the address last night, weren't you? Or this morning, I think it was. Do you want to sort of touch on this? But there was quite a few questions there, I think.
Yeah, there's obviously we're still some months away from launching the initial freebie marketplace. But yeah, there's going to be things that we still need to figure out. But yeah, with the addresses, people will have access to lockers and stuff like that as well. But yeah, we will have probably a more detailed, better response to that soon. But yeah, with conflicts and stuff, I don't have eBay anymore, and Grant, who's not here, the other co-founder, he's much more technical minded, so he's got much better answers for you, Scott. So apologies, but I don't have eBay anymore, and the reason why is because it had to be linked to your PayPal, so you can only have one eBay account. And I had a bit of a conflict where I had sent something to someone, and I was so sure that it had been delivered, but it was their word against mine. And obviously, eBay sides with the person, the buyer, because that's what they want. They want more buyers. They want to keep the buyers happy. So I ended up getting my, there was like a thing on my eBay, and I was a bit, stubborn about it, and I didn't want to, pay it for them, pay them back because I was so sure that it had been delivered. And then in the end, I stopped using my eBay account, and they kept sending me messages and stuff, and then it got closed down. But yeah, with the DAO, quite right, like Sean explained on the freelancer side of things, we will solve and resolve situations the same way.
Yeah, I've been there, mate. I haven't used eBay in years, and that's exactly the same reason. I actually sent something, and they said they hadn't received it as well. So I know exactly what you mean. But yeah, great answer, mate. Great answer. Sorry, was you trying to say something then, mate? Sure.
Yeah, I was just going to say we were talking about it last night and this morning about addresses and stuff, because obviously with the no KYC and ZKP, we want people to be anonymous, and it will be like up to the user. So like, say for example, you're buying something from someone, you don't want to use a like in a locker or something like that, you will be able to give your address. It will be on secure Three Protocol servers, and also because of the how the ZKP works with you being able to know for a fact that that is the person you're talking to, right? Because everyone's got their own individual digital ID, which cannot be replicated in exactly the same way it is your individual key. Essentially, you'll know who you're talking to, so you will be willing to give your address, and it will be on Three Protocol secure servers. So yeah, I just wanted to answer that.
Yeah, that's great, mate. That's great. Sounds really good, man. Honestly, I'm really excited about this one. And yeah, another thing I was going to touch on is, I know we spoke about staking, but how will the token holders benefit from it? Would everything be paid in free token? Will people have to buy the tokens to use the platform, or can they use different currencies, or how's it going to work? Like, how will the token holders benefit apart from staking?
Yeah, great question. Obviously, we want to be as inclusive as possible, so we will, we will add other crypto to all of the platforms. We see crypto as a form of payment, and this is part of the whole decentralized movement, is to be able to use crypto. So we don't want to force everybody to use our token, But we want to incentivize it, right? So if people are using our token, they have 5% less fees. So that's kind of how we're incentivizing people to use our token from a platform. It is a utility token. It's there designed to be spent. But yeah, obviously, as we mentioned as well, you have staking incentives as well. There's also some like learn to earn stuff that we'll be doing. We'll be announcing more information about that. And to be fair, there's quite a lot of stuff that we're planning behind the scenes as well for token utility. But we'll be able to, once we've got all of that sorted, we will announce. But yeah, I think there's something that I wanted to touch on is we will also use third party like fiat on ramps for the jobs board, which is really important for being an employer in the crypto space, especially being a founder in the UK and stuff like that. It's difficult to create a business crypto account. So you might not have crypto to pay people that want to be paid in crypto across the seas, up first. So we work with third-party on-ramps as well. So we want employers to be able to pay freelancers in fiat if they want to, and then freelancers will be able to withdraw it on crypto on the back end as well. So yeah, we want to be as inclusive as possible. But yeah, like I said, we're incentivize people to use our token as well, especially for features and stuff like that on the back end for the jobs board and everything as well.
Did just want to add, Scott, sorry. So we are doing some deflationary mechanisms as well. So that's going to be for the holders. But also it goes back to what we're talking about, like revenue share with people that are wanting to build on the platform once it's going, stuff like that. Like we're definitely looking at like many different ways that we can build more revenue for everyone. And obviously we're like 40% of our fees are going to be going back to the holders. So like we're really thinking about, like, we're always sort of brainstorming what are the best ways to make more revenue, how can we do it, like an easy sort of avenues to do that, if you know what I mean.
That is huge, and I know this firsthand because one of my best friends has actually got a recruitment agency in the UK, and it's only a small business, but he absolutely smashes it like in fees. I know how much these agencies charge, and look, mate, it's not cheap, and I can imagine. Obviously, that's just one little business in the UK. If you're, and I know how connected Texam are, and obviously you guys. So even if you just get a few big job agencies, the revenue share is going to be insane.
Yeah, I've literally just had someone quite similar to that. I won't go into too much detail, but someone literally reached out talking about sort of like partnerships and stuff like that in the recruitment space. So and I wasn't even thinking about doing anything like that. So yeah, I think there's going to be a lot more avenues than, to be honest, we even think right now.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, the more I listen to this, is honestly, it's absolutely insane. To be honest, like really excited about this one. Yeah, go. Have you got anything else?
I was just thinking, it's. I think a lot of crypto these days is, you're investing in a lot of projects that don't actually have a revenue stream as such. But it's great to see a project that, especially with your scope, that it's basically, a lot. All of it is about obviously making revenue through it, which is fantastic. I mean, it's going to be huge. I think personally. I know a lot of people have been talking about you guys to me for a month or so now. So yeah, really excited for the 29th. I am interested though in the prices on these marketplaces. They're all just they're going to be in fiat, right? And then it will fluctuate obviously how much the token, whichever token they'll be using, obviously for payment. Is that how it will work? It'll be every price will be in fiat, and then.
Louis, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, so wherever the user is, it will obviously calculate to like their native fiat. But yeah, you're quite right. You'll be able to pay in whatever crypto, and then obviously it would take the spot price there and then.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's part of the like the off rampers that we're talking to, just making it so that whatever country people are working from, it just makes it easy for them to convert it back into fiat if they want to do that. You know, some countries, to be honest, you wouldn't want to. You know, so yeah. So,
very true. I mean, it sounds great. I mean, the fact that you're thinking about obviously having a way to pay in fiat as well is going to make it easier for new people to use your marketplaces anyway. So that's a great thing to have on there.
Well, it's easier to bring Web to, like exactly what I was just saying. For example, my friend's recruitment agency, if they decided they wanted to partner with you guys and they only accept fiat, then you can do it easily. So it's really smart, to be honest. And like you say, it takes out the, you don't even need to know about crypto, like for your partners, really, do you?
no, exactly. And I think it's one of those that, of course, the early adopters are going to be the Web3 community where people are used to using crypto and converting back to fiat and all of that. But the more and more we grow, like, you know, there's going to be more word of mouth and more people that are like, you know, wanting to actually sort of dip their toe in and come from the Web2 to Web3. So
Yeah, I totally agree. I've just got one question. What's your plans on? I know you're more in Web3 at the moment, but what's the plans to? Because I think Web2 is really important, especially for this sort of project. Because obviously you're on about taxis and marketplaces, which how much revenue goes into like Uber and all this sort of stuff. So what's your plans for like the marketing side for like to get non-crypto people involved?
Yeah, great
yeah.
question.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, Sean. I'll just lead with the jobs board because it's more relevant
Makes
because
sense.
we're working on it now. But yeah, big part of the jobs board as well is like, okay, it's a Web3 focused jobs board, but is open to bringing in Web2 talent as well. So I think the internships and the learning incentives and stuff are really good for that. But for that jobs board and also for the the freelancer side of things, that isn't limited to Web3 at all. So we'll obviously be doing a lot of Web2 marketing, Google ads, social media ads, all of that sort of stuff. SEO is obviously really important. So the website's designed in a way that when people generate a jobs post, it creates, like an SEO, a strong SEO page that will be, easy to find on Google and stuff like that. But yeah, you're quite right. All of these marketplaces will have mass appeal to a Web2 audience. So it's I know Sean's going to say some more about marketing because that's his job.
Yes. So really good question, Scott. Thank you. So essentially, it is very different for each platform, right? So like, you can't. I definitely don't look at it as like a one size fits all. And the main sort of like premise in my mind around it is who's our core users. That's the first thought, right? So who's going to be using this on a day-to-day basis? So like obviously the jobs platform, super easy. It's going to be employers, freelancers, and clients. But freelancers are going to be the ones that are going to be the main users in the beginning, right? And then like obviously we need to find like clients, which is going to be a lot easier in a Web3 space, right? From a Web2 perspective, it's it's another kettle of fish, and it is different for each platform. I think partnerships are going to be probably the biggest ones, where essentially we'll partner with businesses that have got those like that following, that email list, those connections that we need with those types of our core audience, our core users for that platform. And just build some really strong partnerships, and then we're going to delve in deeper from there. And yeah, I've got a lot of ideas which I could literally bore you with, Scott. I'm gonna probably speak about another time, but yeah, it's different for each platform, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't bore me. I could literally speak for hours on like when I find projects like this, I could actually speak for hours. Like Brendan would tell you, the first time I spoke to him about Textum, we only meant to be doing like half an hour. We end up speaking for 2 hours. But with projects that I'm like really excited about, I could speak all day. But now, just
to
listening to
stop
you.
you, Scott, I was going to say, no, it'd be good to jump on a call, man, because I know we're partners, obviously. So it'd be good to jump on a call and we can go through it as well, man. I'd love that.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I was just about to say, I can tell by the passion in your voice and like how smart you are just by like listening to you. So I'm really excited about seeing what you got
Oh,
planned.
thank you, mate.
No,
It sounds like he sleeps, eats, and breathes Three Protocol. It's like, yeah, just last night I was talking about this. You got so many ideas.
Yeah, but honestly, I've actually got some good ideas as well. So obviously, I'm in a group with you guys, so I'll give my 2 cents as well. Obviously, you can tell me to F off.
We'll jump on a call, man. We'll jump on a call. That'll be good. Looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, sounds. But no, do you want to just quickly? I know we spoke about the platform, etc. Do you want to? I know AI is a big narrative at the moment because a lot of projects I've been jumping in are like AI narratives and they're going mental. Mainly, some people are just using it as hype. But do you want to tell me about your side of AI and how it's going to help your platform?
Yeah. So I get what you mean about just the hype, and that makes sense because pretty much every like platform now has to use some sort of AI, right? Otherwise, you're going to get left behind. Everyone's using AI. But essentially, let's use JOBS3 as the example because that's the one I'm working on right now. So when you look at places like Fiverr, Upwork, I've heard you saying P per hour, they essentially the talent search is quite bulky. So essentially, like, you go on there, you'll have like categories which the type of people you're looking for, and then you'll look for like how much per hour or like what their reviews are, this sort of thing, and it can take a long time. And actually, it doesn't really get like the type of person that you specifically want. You have to spend a lot of time looking for it. So essentially, we're building a neural network AI model, which is a bit like ChatGPT in the sense of people will be able to put in a lot more detailed searches, right? So we'll give a bit of education for every person that uses the platform in regards to prompt engineering, just super basic. Just where they'll be able to put, instead of like just looking for the general sort of like Rust developer or something like that, you can put in a lot more like in-depth search, and it will get like a list of people where you're not searching through ones that are could be good for you. You're searching through people that have got good reviews. They are the types of talent you want, and it just makes your time on the platform a lot easier. And as we all know, if things are easier for consumers, then they love it, and that's the best way. We all know that, like, for every person, if something's easier, we like it. And it's going to be the same with all the other platforms because we designed it like that, because the types of product listings and this sort of thing can all be sorted in the same way by the deep learning models. So yeah, I hope that sort of answers it into somewhat, Scott. It's quite an in-depth subject. So
Yeah, no, I totally agree, and it's all about user friendliness and like simplicity in this space. If something takes too long, people won't use it. And do you know what I mean? People are lazy,
exactly,
like white papers.
we're just all busy, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm talking people in general. Like people, like projects can do like a white paper with about 50 pages, but no one reads it. Everyone just asks for the light paper. So if you can make something simple and user friendly, and I think that's the main thing in this space. If you can make it so user friendly and easy to use, you'll have a lot more people using it.
Exactly, man. Just to let you know, Scott. The leadership team, us, all three of us, we've got a court one. There's quite a hard start. Just to let you know, and don't want to rush anything. Just so obviously we're not. Just to let you know. Sorry.
No, that's fine. We'll wrap up in about 5 minutes. Do you want to just quickly touch on the launch? Do you want to just tell people how they can participate? I've pinned your tweet in the nest, so if anyone in the room wants to find out more, there's a post in the top where you can go onto their handle and the roadmaps there, etc. But do you want to just quickly touch on the launch, what your plans are, and then we'll close it off?
Yeah, happy to. And as we mentioned, we've touched on parts of the tokenomics and stuff throughout the session. So happy to recap. We did have quite a lot of, a hell of a lot of interest in the pre-sale and stuff as well, which is why we decided not to do a pre-sale in the end and just go straight fair launch. So yeah, the liquidity is 75%, token 10%. Sorry, token staking 10%, and then team 15%. We will be doing a fair launch, so we're going to launch on a DEX exchange on the 29th. The time will be to be confirmed because we want to do a stealth launch. We want to avoid anyone trying to snipe, and also we will release the smart contract once we've made the announcement that it's live as well. We want to try and keep it as fair launch as possible. The FTV will be low as well. So yeah, if anybody wants to get in, that's the best time to do it. Other than that, there's not really much else to it. Very straightforward. We'll be doing a hell of a lot of spaces leading up until the 29th. Obviously, it's Monday, so it's only 5 days away. But yeah, we're all very excited. And again, we didn't do any sort of VC round or any IDO round or anything. So that's why there's so much, liquidity available for the fair launch as well. So yeah, exciting.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, mate. Definitely. Go. Have you got anything else you want to add? Because they've got to get off to a team meeting.
I think that's it for all the questions and stuff. All I can say is, I'm super excited for this one as well. To be fair, definitely going to be keeping an eye on the time of launch and trying to get in. But yeah, thanks very much, guys. It's been very interesting.
Absolute pleasure, man. Literally absolute pleasure. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, it's been great. Great speaking to you guys. And after the launch, we'll get you back on. When you got some like updates and stuff, we can do these quite often. And just stay in touch.
100%, man. We'll have that call as well, Scott. Looking forward to it, mate. Good to catch up.
Yeah, 100%, mate. And thanks to everyone else that's joined today. And obviously, if you want to get involved with Three Protocol, just make sure you join their Telegram and keep updated. And I'll let you close it off, mate.
Cheers, buddy. Yeah, no, it's been great. Thanks, guys. And thank you everybody for listening in. Come join us in our Telegram, the main token. You'll get more interesting AMAs, more projects, and partners. And that's pretty much it. So thanks very much, guys. Cheers.
Thanks a lot, man.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers, everyone.